And welcome back to the latest Energized Show. Barry, you're 1 year older. How does it feel?
Great question. It feels strange, to be honest, man. 29. Feels strange.
29, feeling fine.
Yeah. That was a good rhyme, actually, wasn't it?
I know, yeah. I think I heard it from someone else.
Yeah.
Very meaty not to make it up. So, man, we went to the rugby for your birthday. What did you think?
We did. First of all, what a day out. Like, so many things have changed in our group dynamic and situation, you know what I mean? And then to get a group of lads out to watch the game that actually really love the Irish rugby as well. So it's not like a burden. That's the thing about birthdays. You don't want to like be like, oh, come out. And
yeah,
it's like
you have everyone like who would like, you almost like handcuff them to come out. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. You're like forced. Yeah.
You don't want that.
No.
You don't want that. Everyone's like, oh yeah, the rugby, you'd be good crack.
Yeah.
And
it was.
And the lads are all like, oh, we should go to more matches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but that shit, people say that shit after like after a few beers all the time. It's like, man, I fucking miss you.
Yeah, or like you go for a run and you're like, feel great. I should go for a run every day.
Yeah.
It's like, when's the last time we went for a run? The last time, obviously. But look, Ireland won 29-10. It was sort of their B team out. With, like, the quality of rugby wasn't like, I wasn't astounded, but
no. It
was decent crack and Ireland won. And, like, that's all you care about, really.
It was more for the crack, and it was good to get some of the lads out. Then the Dubs went on and won. After that, we went to go watch that game in Printworks. Gasworks.
Stop thinking you're in Manchester, man.
I know, I keep getting that mixed up. Although, like, it's not as if I'm there every day, so.
Yeah. Also, like, everyone in the group knows what you're talking about when you say that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, then like, my official birthday was on Sunday. Thanks a million for everyone writing messages. Then Man U won as well, so we're obviously massive Man U fans as well.
Yeah.
So overall, it was like a crazy weekend. I took a full advantage of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like in a couple of days I'm going to have to reassess everything and be like, what the fuck is going on with your life, sort of thing, you know?
Before you get flirty for 30.
Yeah, because like I didn't feel like old at 28.
Yeah.
And now 29, I'm just like, jeez.
Yeah, just because you're virgin on 30 then.
Yeah.
But like, if you're playing the Premier League, you'd be in your prime, so don't worry about it, man.
I know. I was telling people I was 29 as well, and they weren't like, oh, obviously you're 29. You know what I mean? Which is weird. I never even thought about that before.
Were they like, no way, you're 29?
No, they're like, you look 30. But I don't know.
Easy say 27. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Someone actually said 24, and but like then they asked me for a lend of €50, and I was like, I'll give you a 24-euro. No, I'm joking. No, the funny thing is Ross paid for one of the tickets for myself, and then he's like, that's your present. And I go, here, I'll give you €1 back and a tenner, so therefore you only gave me €29 worth of birthday presents.
Very Barry.
Very creative, very energized. But yeah, it was great to hear everyone had a great time. They really did. And then we may as well try and arrange getting to some Leinster games now in future, because especially like Fridays. I feel like Fridays you can go have a few like points watching the game, have a bit of crack, and then know that you can go home after. Whereas like Saturday, you're sort of like,
yeah, you have to like see the early hours of the morning before you're like, it's over, the night's over.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Whereas like you can be more responsible, just have your few points, have a few after, and get the last start home.
Did you go home and watch UFC Uruguay afterwards?
I actually didn't. No, I didn't.
I
know we're doing the MMA show, but I'm finding myself caring less and less about the world of mixed martial arts, just because the product isn't what it used to be.
I feel like they keep on telling you 2 fights and then have you up until like 5 in the morning to actually wait for the first fighter you care about.
Yeah.
Like, bar 1 or 2 cards, but like UFC Uruguay had Valentina Shevchenko. Like, she's absolutely brilliant, but you know she's going to win, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And then you have...
Yeah, but it's for my own mental health as well. Staying up to like 6 in the morning watching that shit.
Oh, no, it's not good for you.
No.
And then Mike Perry was obviously going to be an absolute barn burner, but you know he's never going to be UFC champion, so it's more so like you're happy to watch Mike Perry before you watch someone who's going to be the champ. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but like in fairness, during the week we're always on top of stuff, sending each other direct messages, obviously posting all the time in the Instagram story. By the way, the amount of people that have like said to us about the Instagram shit is actually so funny.
Yeah, everyone loves the story.
Yeah, we're in Printworks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gasworks.
We're in Gasworks. We're in the pub, and one of the lads, one of our mates, got really excited that he had the same vape as some guy inside the window. Not very exciting. He knocked the window and went, "Same vape, man." And I was like, Jesus, that's really embarrassing. But it was very funny. And then the guy across the way from Shawnee, he knocked the window. Now, I didn't know his name until after like met him. And then he showed a picture of me and Baz being like, "Energized." I was like, no way, that was gas.
Yeah, works.
Yeah, works.
Gas works, yeah. But Yeah, no, I went inside after, and he actually came over and said he was following us for a year. So which was so funny. He's like, I've been following you a year.
Yeah, big Man United fan as well. So he was delighted with that at the weekend. So shout out to Shawnee.
Yeah.
So UFC 241 this weekend, Baz. Are you excited about
that? Obviously they did a great job with the poster.
Yeah.
I'd like to see who else they put on the poster if anyone else was relevant. There's obviously there's a couple of fights on the card that are sort of semi decent, but people probably won't care that much. Like Aston Sow's taking on Sanhagen, that should be a decent one.
Yeah.
But realistically, we're all looking at the top 3 fights. Yoel Romero's taking on Paulo Costa, Anthony Pettis is taking on Nate Diaz, and Daniel Cormier is taking on Stipe Miocic for the second time for the heavyweight world title. Obviously the embeddeds and all started coming out this week. Nate Diaz did a 40-minute interview with Brett Okamoto.
Interesting how he didn't do Ariel Helwani though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, Brett works with ESPN, so therefore...
Yeah, but so's Ariel.
That's actually a very good point. But Ariel's doing it
Yeah, but I feel like if Dana White had to say, he's like, Brett's doing it.
Yeah. That's
so,
yeah. They need to keep churning out content.
Oh, 100%. But I'm more so I feel like Ariel has a better relationship with Nate Diaz, and I'd be more inclined to watch the interview if it was Ariel and Nate.
There's something about Brett that just...
I feel like he's too nice to the fighters.
Although he does ask Dana really difficult questions, which is good. He doesn't just bow down.
No, but I feel like his job to challenge Dana. I feel like he's almost a bit intimidated by the fighters. I suppose Ariel Helwani...
Who wouldn't be, man?
Yeah, but I feel like Ariel Helwani's like, do you see what he was saying about you? What do you think about that? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
I'm like...
Ariel's an absolute shit stirrer, isn't he? He loves stirring the pot.
Oh, he loves it.
Legend,
but we love it that he does it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That content is brilliant. Also, shout out to Joe Rogan. Shares a birthday with me. Probably about 30 years age difference, but...
apparently you're a funnier man.
Apparently I am, but people were just saying that. Yeah, it was Joe Rogan's birthday as well. That's crazy, isn't it?
Very crazy.
Yeah. That must mean something. There must be that, determination of him. He's a Leo. I'm a Leo. You're a
Virgo. Not a virgin.
Yeah. Virgo, yeah. What's the star sign for that? I don't really... do you even believe in that stuff?
Virgo?
Yeah. What's a Virgo look like?
Oh, I actually don't know.
Well, a Leo's a lion, so...
Yeah, I know, but a Virgo is not a real thing. So
it's like a squiggle or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
If you know what a Virgo is, let us know in the comments below.
I'm just looking at it here, hold on.
What?
It says Virgo is a tick.
Oh, that's right.
I'm only buzzing off.
Right, UFC 241. We might as well start off 3 fights down the card. Yoel Romero makes the return after winning $27 million in a lawsuit.
Yeah.
I think the real question here is, are we going to see a hungry Yoel Romero, or are we just seeing Yoel Romero show up to do what he loves to do, or what do you think?
He's
also for 41.
Yeah, that's the thing. Romero's taking on Paulo Costa, who is undefeated. We've been waiting for ages to see this. This was meant to go down in Miami at one stage, but I
feel like Paulo Costa failed the drug test on the line. They went, he didn't. It's grand. Was there not a big murmur of that? No,
he didn't fail it. It's grand.
Yeah, it's like
that was the other Paulo Costa. It's like, all right,
for Portugal.
No, because people forget about the fighters after every couple of months. That it's like, oh, he's just back. No one remembers. No one's going around their day-to-day life being like, Paulo Costa.
For me, he's almost like the Sean O'Malley of the middleweight division. For me, I'm like, I'm dying to see where he's going to go next, and this is like, so he's cancelled. It's like, there it is. Oh, so he's cancelled. It's like, oh, thanks very much.
Yeah, how many times is Sean O'Malley going to be on the card and then not on the card?
I know, a lot.
Yeah,
because we saw him knock out Johnny Hendricks in UFC New York.
I keep see what card was that again?
UFC 217. We were there.
Yeah, I know, but I keep calling it UFC New York. Whereas
UFC 217.
Yeah, where it's actually called UFC 217, but I keep getting that one mixed up. So I'm like UFC New York.
But you can be like the one with GSP, and everyone will be like,
That's what I do. That's how I explain it. Yeah.
I like the way you were on Keen Talks, and you were like, yeah, UFC New York, and the one where you're like Joanna on the Rose.
Yeah. Tug Rose, yeah.
Tug Rose.
Tug Rose.
Here, who do you think's going to win that fight?
Well, Yoel Romero is he's like the human version of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I think he's just
very similar physique.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna go and do a big spider monkey attack. Whereas Paulo Costa wasn't that impressive in the stand up.
No.
In his last fight, which was ages ago, I forget who he even fought. But
he fought Uriah Hall, was it? I think that
actually was it. Yeah, but then Uriah Hall was sort of peppering him at the beginning. But then it turned into a bit of a slugfest, and Paulo Costa's strength outdone Uriah Hall. Remember Uriah Hall missed weight.
Uriah Hall has like that weakness in him that he's like, don't get knocked out, and it's like gets knocked out. He starts to flinch.
Yeah. Uriah Hall also comes across as if he could have done welterweight. Like he's real.
Yeah.
Whereas Paulo Costa's pure brick.
Oh, he is. Yeah. Like he's like possibly the best physique in the UFC.
Yeah.
If not, Yoel Romero.
Yeah.
But the way I look at it is that Paulo Costa looks like he started to gas in that fight.
Yeah.
And Yoel Romero, he always looks tired, but like he's very like he's notorious for knocking people out in the third round.
Yeah, he's a weird sort of thing about him where like he looks gassed and then all of a sudden it's like
explode.
Absolute knee to the head, Chris Weidman, never the same.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh Jesus.
He's moving up to light heavyweight next, Chris Weidman.
Make up his being, I love you. It's like, what?
And don't forget about Chris Weidman's dad. You're still my boy.
He's still my boy.
Was that like the cringiest UFC post fight interview moment of all time?
That's why you should just
like never let your dad.
Yeah.
Like, what did he think he was doing there?
I don't know.
He was like, I'm so proud of you, son. It's like, tell him that, like, whisper that in his ear, but don't grab the mic off Joe Rogan and say that. Very Chris Weidman.
Chris Weidman's that. But for this one, for the crack, what's better, like, realistically? I'm more interested in the crack. What's better? Yoel Romero winning? Because if he loses, he's like, right, I already have 27 million.
I'd rather see Yoel Romero fight Israel Adesanya. Like, that's what I'd be interested in. Like, Yoel Romero, Whittaker 3. Like, those have great, like, their fights are brilliant against each other.
Yeah.
But Whittaker's actually 2-0. Although a lot of people say Romero actually won the last one because he didn't make weight. Like, they were like, the judges were like, you know who won? The guy who made weight.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go Yoel. Just because Costa people don't really know who he is yet, and he has plenty of time to hang around. Also, it was announced that Robert Whittaker is taking on Israel Adesanya in Australia.
UFC 243.
Yeah, supposedly that was booked, but there's like the AFL finals on that weekend or something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but
terrible booking by UFC then.
Yeah, people need to look at that stuff. They don't even think about it, you know? But because they think they're the number one show going. Which,
well, they do. Well, they are.
Well, they are, yeah. But what are you thinking about that one and just in the build-up right now? What goes through your mind?
I think at the moment you sort of have to think Adesanya's favour because it's going to predominantly be a stand-up fight. Although people don't know this, but Robert Whittaker actually tried to go to the Olympics with Australia for wrestling. So, like, in terms of wrestling, you'd have to favour Whittaker. And I've actually noticed against Yoel Romero, Whittaker was decent in the wrestling department. Like, Yoel Romero's an Olympic silver medalist, and you couldn't take him down and hold him there. Yeah. Which is another advantage against Paulo Costa that he might be able to just throw out there if he decides to.
I don't think he's going to have their wrestling skill against Yoel.
No.
But who do you think lost more of their like left more in the octagon? Like Whittaker taking on Romero twice, or Adesanya against Kelvin Gastelum? Yeah.
I feel like Whittaker got more of a beatdown than Adesanya did. I felt like Adesanya took a few shots, but he didn't do the bleeding chicken legs, as opposed to Romero, like, put Whittaker on Dream Street like twice in the last fight. So
yeah, the thing is, it's not every time you see two fighters going in there and you know they're absolute lionhearts.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Whereas,
but like the middleweight division seems to have loads of them.
Yeah, I know, but like actually, you think they might have it, but when you see it going through 5 rounds and like not stopping, you're like, oh shit! When two alpha males.
Oh yeah, like
when this goes down again, it's going to be unreal.
In
Australia.
It'll be epic.
In Australia.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And like that, you could see that Costa versus Romero. Like, even other people. Do you remember Jacare fought Weidman? And like the two of them like stood in the phone booth and punched until like Weidman got knocked out again. So we're okay. So we're both thinking Romero's going to win this. Yeah, definitely.
Co-main event: Anthony Showtime Pettis is taking on Nate Diaz in the welterweight division. Ross, we did a video dedicated to Nate Diaz saying he's back now. He officially is back. It's 5 week.
Yeah, 6 days away, 5 days away by the time you watch the video. Absolutely unreal to have Nate Diaz back. Such a big name to have in the mixed martial arts world. He's must-see TV. You know, Stockton 209. What more can you say about it? Yeah. He's one of the most interesting characters in the whole mixed martial arts game. But
he's selling the whole entire card.
Oh, 100%. And the most charismatic thing about him is that he's himself.
Yeah, he's carefree.
Like, he doesn't actually do anything. Yeah. Like, he doesn't actually sell anything. He just bees himself at all times.
He reminds you of like the naughty boy in school, in class or something. He's just like
100%. He's
naughty boy.
It's sort of weird because he's like the tough guy, but yet like he teaches kids jiu-jitsu as well. So like he's actually, when it comes around to it, actually a nice guy. Just don't like look at him the wrong way.
Yeah. But see the way earlier I said that the MMA scene isn't really as big as it once was. I'm sort of like picking and choosing, staying up like really late watching this stuff. But like obviously with someone like Nate Diaz, like this is one I'm obviously not going to miss.
Oh, 100%. Nate Diaz is must-see TV. Did you watch what's it called? The build-up to this fight, the 20-minute show. What do they call that?
Embedded?
No, not the embedded.
Countdown,
yeah. Between these two, did you?
No.
There's actually like loads of trash talk between these two back in 2013 when Pettis came in and he was like, Nate Diaz goes, I want to fight the guy in the Wheaties box. I was like, no way, that's gas. But like these two actually have a bit of trash talk back in the day. So
that's good.
Apparently Anthony Pettis, like Duke Rufus, like Anthony Pettis is actually as street as they come, except obviously he just speaks well. And like apparently his dad got like murdered when he was 13 or something.
No way, really?
Yeah, so like Anthony Pettis, he's tough as hell as well, but I don't think he's as tough as Nate Diaz. He's not as durable. Like he's been broken before. We've never seen Nate Diaz be broken.
That's exactly what I was thinking. There's going to go 3 rounds.
I feel like if there's going to be a finish, it will more than likely be Diaz with like a late TKO. But then again, Nate Diaz has like been seen to be like kicked in the head before, and sort of if anyone could like quickly kick him in the head, it'd be Showtime Pettis.
Exactly, yeah.
So
I think
it's a bit of a hard one to predict, isn't it?
It's very hard, yeah.
Like what Nate Diaz are we getting? Also, was that 170 as well?
Yeah, I don't like being biased here at all, but realistically, I'm not. I think that it's going to go to decision, and I think it could be Pettis who wins it.
Big call. I'm just going to make an absolute out there call, and I'm going to say Pettis is going to win by knockout in the first round.
It's only because if it was going 5 rounds, I would have been like Diaz.
Yeah.
But only 3 rounds, I'm going to go Pettis.
I feel like Pettis' confidence must be through the roof after knocking out Wonder Boy, so I think he's going to get another knockout. Because like he is like he's the flashier striker. He has the more knockout power, and I feel like Nate Diaz is like sort of there to be kicked in the head, if that makes sense.
You just wonder how dedicated Diaz is going to be to this.
Well, in fairness, you never have to worry about his cardio or anything because he's always doing triathlon. So if you look at it that way, he'll be definitely in shape, and he's always there for a scrap. So whether he's training as much MMA as he was before, he's always going to be thereabouts, isn't he? Yeah,
it's going to be a huge showcase fight for Anthony Pettis. After this, no matter who wins, do you see both guys just staying in the welterweight division?
I see Pettis as a bit of a funny one because Pettis must look at the lightweight division and the welterweight division go, there's no way it can be Khabib and there's no way it can be Usman. So I can see Pettis like sort of almost trying to pick and choose his fights to sort of get favourable matchups for himself. I could see him try and fight the winner of Cowboy versus Gaethje.
Yeah, good show.
Or obviously McGregor's like is probably going to be the number 1 call out for both of them.
Yeah, expect a call out for Conor McGregor after this fight.
And like they could easily fight McGregor at 170 as well, because McGregor would be like, right, I'll fight at 170 because that's easy for me.
Exactly. So we're going with Anthony Pettis to win, is it?
I think so. Like when the fight was first announced, I was like, I think Nate Diaz is going to win. But then Pettis knocked out Wonder Boy, and I was like, right, that changes the game.
Yeah. So we're both agreeing on Pettis.
Yeah.
I wonder what people are going to think about that one. But in the main event, Daniel Cormier is taking on Stipe Miocic for the second time. Cormier previously beat Miocic to become the heavyweight world champion, and what a knockout that was. That was I would say shocking. It's just more like, Jesus, that was crazy.
I think the fashion of it was shocking. I don't think people were expecting it to be 2 minutes into the fight and Cormier like absolutely like flatlining them.
Yeah. Also became the champ then and there as well. And he's basically like 40 now. He said he was going to retire, but he's still there. Ross, what do you think is going to happen this time?
I think it's going to be similar but longer, if that makes sense. I feel like Daniel Cormier will win. He's like, so the thing with Cormier is like his level of wrestling is so high compared to all the heavyweights. So therefore, like he can like that's what he was notoriously known for. He's undefeated at heavyweight. He was like tossing the heavyweights around.
Yeah.
Like there's videos of him like picking up Josh Barnett and like dumping him on his head. He dumped Dan Henderson on his head. Like you name him, like he's picked him up and just like he did with Gustafsson as well. Just picked him up and went, "Whoo, there you go." Yeah. So
what about John Jones?
He actually did pick him up as well. So I see him being able to pick up Stipe and like take him down. And the thing is with DC is like it's Khabib-esque. Like it's a very different style of wrestling because DC's mad for like the high crotch takedown, but once he actually gets you down, you can't get back up. That's just it. You know what I mean? He's going to be on top of you for the rest of the round. I find that DC, because he's so strong positioning on the ground, he ends up getting a lot of rear naked chokes, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a rear naked choke in the end. So I'd say DC by submission this time around. He's very, very well rounded. He could be the best heavyweight fighter of all time. A lot of people don't sort of think about his career at heavyweight as well. Like be Frank Mir, Roy Nelson, Derek Lewis, Stipe Miocic, and like Stipe was known for the most UFC heavyweight title defenses of all time.
Yeah, was it 3?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and I just look at Stipe and go,
he's just years behind in his wrestling.
Yeah, you just can't catch up to DC. Even striking, like I feel, cause DC fought at 205, he had to be fast, he had to be more technical, and then when he moved up, he carried all that technique and speed and just added the weight. Yeah. He also weighs more than Stipe, so it's not like when he moved up to heavyweight, he was the smaller guy.
I know it's a weird situation Cormier's in because he's not even that tall. Obviously, we're going to post that picture this week, but I think it's.
I actually forgot we met Daniel Cormier. You know, I forget that all the time.
You don't, man. What do you mean?
I do, because it was such like we met so many people that day that was like, oh yeah, we actually met Daniel Cormier as well. Yeah, which is mad, isn't it?
Mate. I think it's going to be the same thing again. I just think Miocic, he's also like so tall that it's going to be hard for him to get those really good man hours on the mat, whereas Cormier could do it with almost anyone. Like Khabib is probably taller than Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, similar. I think they're actually very similar size.
Yeah, see what I mean? But so myself and Ross are going for Yoel Romero, Anthony Pettis, and Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sort of basically wraps up the crack. There's not a UFC event on for another 2 weeks after this. It's going to be UFC Fight Night in China. So just going to...
Andrade versus Wei Ling,
yeah.
I think. Yeah, but in fairness, we'll probably do a show next week anyway, just to recap where we think Nate Diaz is going next, and Pettis, where we think the winner of that fight's going next, because it'll be interesting to see if DC wins, where does he go next? Because he's only got, I'd say, max 2 fights left in him, so...
Well, one of them's going to call out Pettis. Yeah. Either Pettis or Diaz, one of them's going to call out McGregor, so people are going to be like, right, where is this going to go?
Yeah, exactly. And then DC, like, if he wins, realistically, people want to see him fight John Jones, but, like, I'd love to see him fight Ngannou just to see if Ngannou could do anything against him.
Well, if he takes little damage, he could come back soon as well, because all these fighters now, they're going to plan to get one more fight in again before the end of the year as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if DC won. He was like, right, I'll fight in November in Madison Square Garden. Because that's where he headlined there last year as well.
There you go. I just want to say thanks a million for everyone who tunes in as well. I know people prefer the MMA shows.
Yeah.
Thanks as always. I mean, we're just going to keep going, keep growing, keep staying energized.
So guys, if you watch the whole video, make sure to subscribe, tell a friend.
Like the video.
Like the video. Happy birthday to Basmo. And as always,
stay energized.
Energized.